All right, welcome back to the channel. It's Appalachian ADV Rider here, and I got this Hinderer Eklipse, and in the bronze, stonewashed bronze, and I am going to change the scale on this. So let's get to it. Thank you for joining me. This is typically a easy thing to do, so don't be afraid to do this with your own knife. I'm going to close this blade just to be safe. The first thing you want to do is take off this clip and put it on the right direction. But before you reassemble it, you want to take it off so you can lay this knife flat down on the table when you're unscrewing the other parts to it. So, got the right piece there. I'm going to go ahead and I'll just use this. Oh no. Oops. That ain't right. Change the clip so it comes tip up, and we like a tip down. So taking this and putting it in the right spot. So hopefully this plate comes out easily. Sometimes they don't. So let's wish me luck here. And a lot of times these don't come, they're not really tight, so yeah, the screws aren't in there really tight. And I can do that by hand. All right, now, does this plate fall out? Yes, it does. All right, that's not always the case, but this time it is the case. All right. Oh, so you want to take this off, put it aside, because we are going to take the scale off next. These are all the same size screws, so you can mix them up. Next thing you're going to do is take off the scale. No, we're going to take off the pivot. So what do we have here? I didn't like the way that driver bit fit, so I got a fatter one, and there we go. So this thing's going to spin. I'm not a huge fan of this, even though it's not a proprietary designed pivot. I'm just not a huge fan of it. It spins and spins, and it just bothers me, but whatever. See if I can hold it by hand. Of course, I can hold it by hand. Let's see. Do I have the right tool for this? I always struggle with this thing. It's just difficult to. I need a different tool. I'm not going to get into it, but. Went the wrong way. All right, let's try this again. Switch the direction of the ratchet. Here we go. Not a huge fan of this design. It could have been, if it had like a T10, T20, whatever, it would have been awesome. But no. Maybe if I use the screwdriver, that might be easier to hold on to. Nope. The other way was easier. All right. Continuing down this wonderful path. Take this off. Come on. Come on. Just don't want to scratch anything. Taking my time. It's always best to take your time. And that's the easy part. Trying to get it back together again is, you know, and tighten properly with these tools that I have is always a little more difficult. And as you've seen by my other Hinderers, I've changed the scales a couple of times. Alright, so this does have Loctite. You can see the white in the thread, that's Loctite. Okay, so now we pull that out. And I'm going to take the scale off. And I think those are T6s. Alright, there we go. Take these puppies off. And they're not on there real tight. It's amazing how these things aren't on tight at all. I haven't had them back out, though I've had the pocket clip back out. The screws on there. This doesn't like. It's on backwards. Duh. Here we go. So this comes off. You know, I might not have to take the blade out. There we go. Okay. There's a blade stop. I'm going to leave the bearings in this knife. On my other Hinderer, on my other Eclipse, I have the phosphor bronze washers in there. And I like it, but it's not as flickable. It's a hard to use knife, but it's not as flickable. But I'm going to leave this one with the bearings in there. Action on Hinderers is so awesome. Come on. Just trying to pop out. Why is that having a hard time getting in there? Oh, because it's the wrong hole. Right there. Duh. Don't do that. Alright, get in there. I got big fat fingers. Guess if I had a pair of pliers that would help. And I do, but I'm too lazy to go down and get them. And I'm not sure how easy that would be to use because they're metal pliers. Alright, get these puppies in there. Just try not to have the blade go up against the offsets and like ding the blade. Alright, there we go. Push it down. It's the lock bar that's pushing back up on this thing. Get this in there. Get this centered. Get these back in there. perfect. Look how easy this is. I made it look harder than it really is. Gotta have the right. The hard part's going to be getting this pivot back in, and they usually center pretty well. Now we got to get the pivot in there, but okay. Yeah, I like this better when it's all the same color. Like I said, when I put this one, I put it on this knife thinking that it would look good with this natural finish, and I didn't like the way it looked. And again, I thought it was the battle bronze, but it really wasn't. All right, so they use Loctite, so I guess I'll use Loctite on this one. I've got blue Loctite. You can see where they have it. Up in the middle here. I'll use this. You don't want to use a ton of it. There you go. Maybe a little more. Okay. That should be good. Then once you put this together, you don't want to be flicking it all day long until it settles, until it dries. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. Okay, still have some on there. Okay. Now you're gonna laugh at me when this gets down to the end there. It's gonna be a pain in my butt. You'll see what I'm talking about. But it's a one-time thing. Get in there, change the scales, you're all done. It's this back one that spins. Keep on thinking I'll get lucky and I won't need the tool, and I always do. Oh, wait. Look, I said that, and all right, let's check it out. See, like, bang. That's pretty much centered. It's just a little tight. So let's back it off just a little bit. There we go. Does any play? Yeah, there's a little play in there. Ever so slight turn. No play. And it's still relatively drop shutty. Now this will always get better. I mean, once you wear these things in, it's gonna be really smooth. Wow, man, that feels good. I do love this Eclipse, and I like this texture. I also love the smooth titanium. So love it all. All right, that feels pretty good. Man, that looks a little bit close to that edge. I mean, they're both very, very close. The tolerances on Hinderers are very, very tight. I don't want to tighten it too much. I think it's already... I just want to see what happens. Yeah, so when I tightened it, it pulled it that way. And now it's going to be way too tight. And I just wanted to see what happened. See, it doesn't fall. I just wanted to see what happened. Back it off just a little bit. See if I'm going to back it off a bunch and see if it moves. There we go. So I see it move like right here. It's in the middle. Right there. It's perfectly centered. So is there any play? Tiny bit of play. But whoa, does that fall down a lot? Tiny bit of play. All right, before I mess with that, let me make sure that these are as tight as I want them. Now, you don't really want to torque these down really hard. So I'm just kind of going to the end and going to where it stops and just giving it a tiny little push beyond that. It feels like the play is coming right from the lock bar. Close it again. I like looking at it move when I tighten it. And see, and it pulled it a little bit that way, which is the direction I wanted to pull it in. Yeah, and no play now. I'm going to leave it right here. See, and that action's really good. Yeah, that is good. All right, let's put the clip back on, and it's gonna be done. I've had some of these plates that got stuck in there, and it was very difficult to get out. So I'm very happy to see that this one did not have that issue. And I think what I had to do when I had the issue was use a toothpick is what I did, and I kind of put it in a hole there and jiggled it a little bit until it came out. You know what, these actually, they back out pretty easy. I am going to put a dab of Loctite on it because you know what, I am never changing this. Yeah, I definitely lost one of these screws once before because they're not real tight in there, like I said before. I think I said that. They don't come torqued down, and I'm not sure why. It's going to be good to go. Trick with these is you want to back it up until you hear a click and then go in. And if you feel any resistance, don't screw it in because then you're probably stripping it. So you just want to back it out again and feel the click and try to get it in there again. Back it out. There's a click. Goes in straight. Bang. And these you don't want to torque down too much, and plus you got Loctite. I got Loctite in there, so. And now I'm just going to let it dry. So I won't really be playing with this until tomorrow. But yeah, that looks good. That looks really good. Great action. Centered. No play. I'm satisfied. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. I will see you another time. Ciao.